Hey, what's happening, paisanos? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Mario Kart the World. This is part 7. Lightning Cup, all difficulties. Hopefully you guys having a fantastic day. Sorry about the late start. I'm feeling a little out of it today because I had an appointment for my leg. And now I gotta get an MRI, so I'm just kind of like, everything's just going weird. But anyway, today's gonna be Lightning Cup, and later today you've got your Fortnite Superman stream, and the finale of the Weapon Master mode in Soul Calibur. So that's pretty much what the agenda is today. The newsletter is done. It should be in your inboxes now. Hopefully we can get more than 40 people here. And we're gonna get to the Lightning Cup. Why are you saying so? You're fine. So Special Cup will be tomorrow? What Special Cup? How do you unlock Special Cup? I don't know how to unlock Special Cup. Let's do Pauline. Actually, no, we're doing Bowser Jr.'s on the thumbnail. Where's Bowser Jr.? Did we ever unlock Bowser Jr.? Oh no, I don't know how to unlock Bowser Jr. Uh-oh. I don't know how to unlock him. I have him on the thumbnail, but is he actually in the game? Yeah, he is. I don't know how to unlock him. Alright, hang on. How do we unlock Bowser Jr.? How to unlock Bowser. Alright, AI. To unlock Bowser Jr. in Mario Kart World, you need to complete the Lightning Cup. This cup includes the courses Moo Moo Meadows. Okay, so, alright. So we're gonna use Mama Peach then. Do we have any Mama Peach costumes? We don't age. Wait, where the heck did Daisy go? Wait, where's all our characters? Oh, we're on. Oh my gosh, Amber scared me. Okay, whoa. Wait, was that our friend code? Hang on, what was that? What did I just show? Oh, me and my stupidity. What did I just do? Oh, that's just our friend code. Oh, that just showed my friend code. Okay, that's fine. That just showed our friend code. So it says I've been playing Asphalt Legends, which is true. Fortnite, first played 1 day ago. Mario Kart World, we've only put 15 hours in. Batman Arkham City, there it is. 120 hours. Okay, 115, 35 hours, 150 hours. Crunchyroll is gone. Because, well, Crunchyroll doesn't work anymore. Crunchyroll had the most hours ever. And so did, if I loaded up Breath of the Wild would have more hours than anything.
Thank you. She's just looking over here. Super chat.
Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Thank you, Keith. That is Keith, right? Thank you, Keith. Okay, now we're in the right place now. I was like, what happened to all my little baby characters? They're all gone. Da 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 da. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're unlocking characters. What? Another bin of salad? Yeah, I'll have more salad today. I'm gonna have it with my fish. Linky, what are you doing, buddy? Don't squirm too much. Don't squirm. Don't squirm. Ah, he squirmed. Linky squirmed. Okay, little one. Mama Peach with Dolphin Dasher. Okay. Lightning Cup. Alright, everybody ready? We're going to use Mama Peach. So we were on Amber's account. I guess Amber reactivated her account somehow?
I have no idea!
Yeah.
I thought my account was deactivated!
Yeah, I don't even know how you clicked on that. Did you put in a password or anything?
No.
How did it let you open the game? Weird. Alright, anyway.
No, I can't shop on the eShop.
Yeah, you can't shop on the eShop, but you could still play games. Hey, little buddy. That's my little buddy. We have to get you and Miss Zelda get their rabies shots. It's summertime. That means rabies shots. Fun, right?
It's like if a raccoon gets into the house right now.
Yes, if a raccoon suddenly got in the house, you're both screwed. Yes, because your shot's expired. I believe. Actually, we would all be screwed. We would all be screwed if that happened.
I was just thinking about something. I saw. Oh my god. This isn't my problem! Link, excuse me. I'm here. Sit here. Oh, it came up in my feed for YouTube. This video came up in my feed. It said, here's a documentary about the only patient ever to survive having rabies.
There was a person that survived?
Apparently, yes. And they had a close-up of their face.
Wow.
And it was like, it looked like they were insane. And I was like,
I survived.
I don't want to survive having rabies.
You look like Two-Face.
Oh my god.
Why do cats need to have rabies shots? If you own a cat, you're supposed to, by law, get rabies, even if they're like inside your home.
There, I'll tell you why. Because say a mouse gets into your house, or a raccoon, or say your cat goes outside for a second and grabs a mouse or something, and the mouse bites them on the paw, and the mouse has rabies. Now your cat has rabies. Now your cat is gonna bite you. Now you have rabies.
And then you're gonna go bite your neighbor, and you're gonna start a zombie pandemic.
Rabies is a disease you cannot. There's only apparently one documented case of somebody surviving. It is not a disease you are going to live through.
And you only had 10 days to live, too.
So, like, if you are like and like most people don't have to be vaccinated for rabies unless they like work at a dog shelter or something.
Yeah, you can be inoculated for it, but you have to have a special position. You have to have a special job. Certain types of law enforcement that work with canine units, they can be inoculated. Vets, forest workers.
Here's another example. Say a bat gets in your house and it has rabies and it bites your animal, your pet. Now you're screwed because now everyone in the house is gonna have rabies in 10 days. Here's another example.
Okay, let's talk about
Say there's a mouse or a chipmunk burrowing under the underside of your house, and there's a little hole, and your cat somehow nuzzles into that hole and finds the little burrow of chipmunks in there, or rats.
Did you just change the name of the animal?
Chipmunks.
Chipmunk.
Say there's like a little rat or groundhog or something into your house, and it has rabies. Well, now your cat's gonna have rabies because your cat decided to be curious, and now your cat has rabies. These are all reasons why you need furry. Also, it's the law.
It is the law.
Like, you can't... Like, you're supposed to... If you own a cat, it's like your job to get them a rabies shot every year. I mean, you can be a couple months behind, but eventually you have to do it, or they call cat service.
Cat service.
One of these days, I feel like I'm gonna look at the door, and I'm gonna be like, "Who?" Yeah. No, I feel like because I keep saying cat services, even though it doesn't exist, I'm gonna somehow make it come into existence just because I keep talking about
It does exist. It's called animal control.
Yeah.
Animal control is cat services. They can come and take your pets.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, when a police officer or somebody comes and says you can't have your animal anymore, who do you think comes takes the animal away from you? It's animal control. Yeah. They come with the police, and then they take your animal away from you.
Yeah, I always feel bad when I see videos where the person is like, they're like, well, I love my dog, I just was going through a hard time and I didn't have enough food and stuff. It's like, I feel kind of bad for them because it's like, they really didn't mean to mess up. Like, they tried to feed their pet, but they just didn't have any money. So I feel like, in a way, I feel bad about it. Like, you know what they should have? Do they have a place, you know how they have a food bank for humans where you can go to the Salvation Army and get food? They should have a pet food bank.
No, they don't.
In case you want to feed your pet but you're running out of money, you should be able to go and get some free pet food. I feel like that should be a thing. Can't believe no one's ever thought about that. If you love your pet, but you can't feed them, you should be able to get some free pet food. They should do that. It should be, they should have pet food stamps.
Pet food.
Like, if you just say, like, based on your income level or something, like, here's your human food stamps, and do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have a dog. Okay, well, here's your pet food stamps. You can buy this much dog food. If I run for president, that is going to be my platform. It's going to be pet food stamps.
Okay.
I think it should be a thing.
Farmer Peach!
Whoa, you're...
No!
Oh my gosh. The first thing I thought about was, oh my gosh, what was that show with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie where they... The Simple Life.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Paige becoming a farmer. She's living the simple life.
The simple life of a farmer. Hey, Nintendo Ken, Super Yoshi, how's it going?
Thank you, Nintendo Ken Super Yoshi. You're breathtaking.
GPS is telling me to go this way.
And thank you before Spider Keith for the super chat. Hope you're enjoying your Nintendo Switch, because I'm having a blast with it so far! Awesome! Thank you, Super Yoshi. You're breathtaking. 52 months! Miss Deanna says, Miss Amber, Milan eats the same food as us, basically. There are times when I would buy her lunch meat or rotisserie chicken. Oh, that's interesting, Miss Deanna. Wow.
You want to know what's funny, Amber? If you end up working for that Chick-fil-A restaurant, as a cook or whatever, most of my family in the Bible Belt has all worked for them. Like,
oh my god.
Kristen, Stephen, Heather, their kids.
Wow. That's interesting because I thought...
Nope, you would not be the first. There are actually people.
No, I was just... No, that's not what I was going to say. Somebody told me that everyone who works for Chick-fil-A, they learn really nice to be really nice.
Ooh, shots fired. Oh wow. I'm telling them you said that. Oof. Oh, Amber with the savageness. Yeah, I know.
Hi, Crossfighter. Hey, everyone. Yeah, Peach is getting her hands dirty helping the toads in the Mushroom Kingdom Gardens. There you go, Later Gator. Thank you, Nintendo Ken Super Yoshi, for being a member for 52 months!
See, this is why you don't move the laptop so far away, is because you can't read. You know, I could just use the mouse. It is kind of funny to watch you stretch, though. You good? Okay.
Thank you, Richard. You're breathtaking. Sorry, I had to stretch over there. Hi, Juan. Hi, everyone. In Simple Life. I don't know. I used to like to watch that, but it's just like after a while I realized that Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were just being rude to people. That was their whole thing, was like they were like, okay, we're gonna start, okay, we're gonna be teaching in a dojo, Like, what are we supposed to be doing? Is it okay if we kick down all this equipment? Sorry. And it's like, wow, really? This is the show? Is this really? This is what the show is?
Yep.
You breaking people's stuff and acting moronic? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Okay.
got paid top dollar to do it too.
I mean, not that many people would be able to continue to be that idiotic for literally episodes on end.
Remember, it was 10 minutes.
Yeah, but they were still rude to people. That's what I didn't like about it, because they were just mean to some people.
Ooh,
Like,
race car PT. Nice.
No, I was making fun of the Simple Life guys
Simple like it.
with Paris and Nicole. It was like an older show where they just two friends that basically acted super.
The fact that you said it's an older show just makes me so upset. It was, yeah.
It was
a show over 10 years ago, probably longer, where Paris Hilton and her best friend on camera went to rule America, and they took jobs that they would never take.
Yeah, they tried to do quote real jobs.
Yeah, there was this big boom of what do you call it? Reality shows. So that was one of them.
They just were completely obnoxious, and like they did stuff like you would never do. Like they would be like, okay, make sure you don't disturb the guests, and then the first thing they would do, disturb the guests. So yeah, like they did everything they weren't supposed to.
Well, we got three peach costumes on the stream. We got Farm, Arrow, which is the motorcycle, and we got Touring Peach, which Touring Peach is technically the new peach costume. Whoa! Yoink.
Alright, Jessica wants to know if you know anything because you do martial arts and stuff. Does tightening your core do anything when you're exercising? Tightening your stomach muscles when you're exercising?
You mean for a girl or for a guy?
I don't know.
Girls have to do other things and when they exercise, other parts of your body is like used differently than a guy's body. Like guys, like, stuff.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, Jessica.
I mean, we would tighten up our stomach to, build endurance for being kicked in the stomach. I don't ever remember Sensei coming by and like we're doing stretches and stuff and like checking our stomachs to see if it's tight enough. We would tighten up our stomachs like to be kicked in the stomach.
Luke's cousin used to do DDR and keep his stomach tight, and he thought that that was his workout. I remember him telling us that.
He did a lot of chair exercises, like did a lot of really basic stuff, like a lot of, because people didn't have access to like a total gym back then. So one thing my instructor told me to do is when I went home, because I had a step leading up to a staircase, he told me to find some soup cans. And, because I had problems that other people didn't have. Like, I broke my arms when I was a kid, so the guys at my dojo that I attended made fun of me because my arms were very noodle-like. Like, for my size and my age, my arms didn't develop very well because when I was a child, I broke them very badly. So in order to build up, arm muscle or whatever, my instructor or sensei or whatever you want to call him, told me to do certain types of exercises, like to build up my biceps and, try to get my arm strength to where it should be for my age of like 15 or 16. Because I had a lot, and I still have a lot of problems. Like if people see my arms, they think, oh man, this person has like an eating disorder or something. But my arms are very underdeveloped because I was in a cast for over a year, so.
I think it works differently for girls and guys because, from what I've heard, like girls aren't. I mean, it depends on people, but
Well, certain types of exercises that a girl would do, like what the body is going to target for them would be their glutes. You know, if guys doing like a certain type of like exercise, like lifting or something, like doing chin-ups and stuff like that, it's going to do like your back muscles and your arms and stuff like that. You know, you could probably tighten your core if you want to, but I mean, the main focus is to build up your arm strength and other things.
yeah, I don't know if we're the. I mean,
I'm not a
since
personal
we're not
trainer,
like a fitness,
so,
yeah, we're neither one of us are really fitness gurus, so we don't know. But
I only
maybe
took martial arts for like 2 to 3 years, so
maybe
I'm
there's
not really that kind of person to ask about exercise routine, because I used to run a lot. I used to run like 3 miles a day or something like that. You know, I'd run a lot. I did about like 50 push-ups a day when I was training. I did about 35 chin-ups. I did probably between 30 to 50 sit-ups.
there's probably people in the chat that like know a lot about like how to target certain areas and stuff.
I just did. I mean, running is very good for you. I'm no fitness guru, but when I used to run a lot, which I don't know why I didn't try out for our track team, because I was actually pretty good at running. I had to run a lot. Our instructor wanted us to run a lot because it builds up endurance. You know, 'cause it's good.
Yeah.
So I would run a lot.
I have heard running is one of the best exercises anyone can do because
Well, it's good for your heart.
not only does it help your muscles, but more importantly it helps the most important muscle, your heart, which is connected to your lungs. So it helps your lungs be able to have more endurance of like, I don't know what lungs do, they breathe, and then and your heart, which is actually the most important muscle in your entire body, which is your heart.
Well, how I made it make sense, like, is like he wants to run like close to 3 miles a day, so I would go down to the Stewart's gas station, which was about 1.5 miles away from my home. I'd run all the way there, and then I would go into the store and kind of be briskly jogging in the store, grab like some Gatorade or something, and then run back home. And that would be like the equivalent of 3 miles I thought.
Yeah, actually, Luke gave me a lot of great tips when I was like doing different things like the soccer and stuff. And also, anytime I've tried to like, like when he had me, yeah, Luke has actually done like a lot of different, like, yeah, Luke is actually a pretty decent runner. He always gave me great tips on like exercising and stuff.
Well, the best thing I can offer for a guy, sit-ups are great, chin-ups are great because it helps with like upper arm strength, you know. Push-ups, can't beat push-ups, running, exercises that target like your leg muscles, especially if you're going to be kicking. Like in martial arts, you build up your arm and legs. If you're taking Muay Thai, you have to build up the strength in your forearms, your elbows, your knees, things like that. And they have certain exercises that you can do with that.
I was just actually listening to somebody who was talking about how, like, a lot of people don't realize this, but the reason why, like, some people, they do, like, thousands of sit-ups and they never see any difference in their tummy is because, like, they're building the muscle under the layer of, you know, extra weight that they have there. And it's never going to come off until, like, you have, like, a calorie deficit throughout your whole body.
Well, that's not the only thing, too. If you do the same types of exercise every day, like, usually, if people take martial arts, back in the 90s, we'd have, like, a schedule of, like, different exercises to do every day. One day you would do, like, 50 push-ups. The next day you would do the 50 sit-ups. The day after that you would go for you'd do 50 chin-ups or something. You'd space them out into 15-20 minute exercises because you were going to get a lot of exercise in class, you know, later the night. So it didn't make sense to burn yourself out.
I have heard that your body gets used to, if you do the same thing every day, your body gets used to it and then you don't burn any fat. because your body's just used to that. It's like, oh, I'm going running for 20 minutes like I do every day. Or you have to kind of like mix it up, like do strength training one day, then do like running the next day, like change it up or something.
What I would always do though is like whatever exercise I chose to do, I had my punching bag in the garage, so you know, I would, after doing whatever exercise I was supposed to do for that day, like whether it was sit-up, pull-ups, or whatever, how I used to do the pull-ups is we had a basketball hoop that was in the backyard, so it wasn't ideal, but it was my dad cemented it in there so we could play basketball. And he was a carpenter, so he made like got his own lead, whatever, pole. And he got like he went to the store like Toys R Us and he bought a backboard with the net, but the actual pole that the basketball thing was standing on didn't look like anyone else's. Like if you bought something, people could tell, oh yeah, this is that Air Jordan, Michael Jordan basketball thing.
It was
he made his
DIY
own do-it-yourself thing. Yeah. So what I would do is it was only because I was getting quite a growth spurt. Like I think the net was like maybe 5'11", 6 foot. So I would be able to jump up and grab the rim, and I'd do my chin-ups like that. And it wouldn't be uncommon for my dad to look out the window sometime and see me doing chin-ups at like 12 or 13 years old. And it was harder for me to do those. Like the chin-ups was the hardest exercise for me to do because I didn't have the arm strength as much. But my instructor wanted me to do that because like I was like very, you know, my arms still for my age, like a man's like his biceps and his arms are supposed to be much thicker than this.
Yeah.
But I shattered bone. I had compound and hairline fractures in both arms. I had a total of, I think it was like 20 bones broken, like, between both arms. So, like, I had to completely go through and, you know, even all that stuff, it didn't really help my arms grow naturally. They're very curly arms. There's nothing I could do. It's what happened when the accident happened. And they broke them. They never really developed the way they should. But what I have is a rubber band. So when I punch you, I can retract it very quickly. Well, bam! You know, it's like Bruce Lee. I have that type of like, you know, ba-ba.
Yeah, Jotaro was saying an old British sitcom for the good life about a couple that gives up their jobs. There's an old British sitcom for you called The Good Life. It's about a couple that gives up their jobs to become self-sufficient. It's a 70s sitcom from the 70s. Oh, wait a second. That sounds familiar.
What is happening right now? What is this?
There you go. Jotaro says, sit-ups and planking are good for your core no matter your gender. Exercises are pretty universal on the muscle groups they work. Thank you, Jotaro. There you go. So,
I mean, you can't beat the classic exercises.
I mean, I don't know. I think that from what I've heard, like, basically, here's the things that I always hear people talking about, like what Jotaro said, where, you know, you work your core and stuff like that. All the things that I always hear people talking about, is like, basically, the more muscle you have, the easier it is for you to burn fat. So it's like, if you actually get more muscle, it's actually easier to get rid of fat. Also, the more protein, like, if you have more protein-based food, it's easier to grow muscle instead of fat. But, I mean, I think it's different for everyone, really. But, like Jotaro said, like, a lot of things are, you know, planking and, there you go. Sit-ups and planking. Good for your core right there.
Did you want to play too? Or?
Yeah, I guess so. I have also heard, like, some people say, like, that, like, say you spend, like, an hour, like, pushing yourself extremely hard. You know, you're running, say you're running for an hour and you're pushing yourself really hard. And then the rest of the day you're sitting at a computer doing nothing. Like, I have heard some people say that basically it's the amount of calories you're burning in a day. So, like, if you're burning a whole bunch of calories in the time that you're exercising, but then for the rest of the day, you're not burning any, you know, then, you know, that's gonna make it difficult for you to, like, get to your goal or whatever. So, I mean, that's what I've heard. So that's why sometimes I try to do things just like a lifestyle change. Like, basically, like, oh, I'm gonna try to find things that actually help me to walk more, like, in general, like, just to get more. Some people just try to get, in general, more steps than, like, just on a, like, change things in your life that, in general, just help you to move more throughout the day. Like, you know, in addition to whatever, you know.
I would not recommend that one. So here you go, Jessica. I just did a basic AI search real quick. So they said the best core exercises for you, if you're trying to, you know, tighten your core and stuff like that: planking, bicycle, crunches, and Russian twists. Russian twists hurt. I do not recommend that.
What is that?
It's like a...
Is that like a side?
It can, like, really... It's like rotation exercise with, doing,
oh, that's where you put
sit-ups.
your knee up on the side?
No, it's like you're doing regular sit-ups, but you're, like, twisting from...
Oh,
like,
wow.
They do it very common in the Russian military. It's very, very intense. I think there are either the Green Berets or something in the... There's a couple, like, really hardcore soldiers, or, like, I think even SWAT do, like, Russian twists and things like that. But, I mean,
There
yeah.
you go. Thanks, Jotro. We got a lot of cool tips from Jotro there. Weight loss, the first thing you need to do is work out calorie intake. Exercise helps. You need to monitor your calorie intake carefully, because your body needs 1,500 calories a day just to operate.
And always, like, if you're doing very intense exercises, make sure you stay hydrated.
Well,
because you don't want to hurt your muscles or anything.
one thing people always tell me too, like, whenever I've done sports and stuff, is like, don't, like, you want to start slow, like if you're gonna start running, like, maybe run 1 mile, then work your way up to, like,
Yeah. So
like,
when our sensei told us we needed to do more exercise, he wasn't expecting us to do like 50 sit-ups like right away. He'd be like, all right, we're gonna start you guys on an exercise regime or whatever. So I need you to, or regime or whatever, I forget the word. And you need to do, your goal is to do like 10 or 15, and then the next week bring it up to 20, 25, and then, you know, by the end of the month I want to see you guys be able to do 50, you know, push-ups, sit-ups, that kind of things. But you never ever want to start like immediately, like, oh, I'm gonna start exercising today. If you try to do like too much, you're gonna hurt yourself. Because if you pull a muscle, it's gonna defeat the whole purpose of like getting in shape and, you know, or getting more in shape or whatever.
yeah, then you
pulling muscles hurts like the dick.
You can also lose your motivation because you'll be like,
Well, of course, because your body's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to exercise. That's gonna hurt.
like,
you know?
you'll like wear yourself out the first day, and then you won't be able to work through it.
Yep, it's all about building endurance. So the more, just like martial arts, you're not going to become a very competent martial artist like your first class. You're going to be a white belt until you graduate to the next one. And how you graduate belts is you keep practicing, you keep improving, you keep getting better, and, you know, that kind of stuff. The old saying is Rome wasn't built in a day. You just have to, you know, you got to pace yourself. And that goes for anybody that wants to try to get in shape. Like, if you're gonna, you know, start running today, I don't recommend you do 3 miles like your first time running. Like, do like half a mile, or if you can make a mile, go a mile, but don't push yourself too much, because if you get hurt, you're going to create this thing in your mind where you're like, oh man, you know, I really wanted to get in shape and do this stuff, but it's not worth the pain. And in the 90s, we had a saying, no pain, no gain, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to overexert yourself. So, and also, if you're doing any dangerous things, like really dangerous exercises, make sure you have a spotter. Never go to a gym and lift, like, more than you can. Always make sure that you have somebody helping you lift weights and things like that, so you don't get hurt. That's also super important, you know. Especially if it's like dumbbell lifts and things like that. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff.
And good tips to Wing and GoPro and everybody. That's very nice of you guys.
At least I think it was called dumbbell lifts. I don't remember. I didn't really do a lot of weightlifting, so.
I think there's a lot of different kinds. There's different kinds of weights you can lift. There's the kettle weight. There's a dumbbell weight. There's the barbell.
No, I mean, if you have, like I was saying before, if you have a step that goes up to your stair, like it's like a, it was a very common 80s exercise. You would step up to it, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you go up, you're holding soup cans or like, you know, some type of like, we used to use these really big tomato cans. Really big. They used to be like 59-cent, like really fat,
oh, wow.
big tomato cans.
That's interesting.
Yep. So you would have each one of those in your hand, and you know, for a 12 or 13-year-old, it was kind of heavy.
Right.
I don't know what the equivalent of the weight would be, like an actual weight set, but for people who couldn't afford weights, you'd have 2 tomato cans that were fat and big, and you would hold them as best you could in both of your hands. And then when you would step up, whatever leg you brought up to step up, 1, 2, 1, 2, you would bring the tomato can up with you. So it's like your arms and legs were moving at the same time, so you're getting double the workout. You were doing the step exercise, stepping up, stepping down, stepping up, stepping down. But you were bringing the heavy tomato cans up with you at the same time. Now, if you do it too long, you can overexert yourself and pass out. So, especially if you're using the can. But if you're just doing like a regular step exercise without moving your biceps and stuff like that, you should be fine. It's a great way to get your legs in shape.
Jessica says, thank you everyone for the tips. Best of luck. That's really cool.
Well, I had to do, because my arms, you know, my arms are very flabby. So the thing that I had to do in martial arts is I needed to get my power in my kicks. So I had to do a lot of exercises for my legs, so I could kick you hard. Because my punches were flabby like little girls' slaps.
I played soccer for like 6 years, and I can remember the majority of the stuff we did was stretching and running. That was 90% of everything we did.
Oh, and I have some Mario Kart advice because I've seen a lot of people playing this game. A lot of people are complaining that this game is so hard. The most important thing that you can do that I will tell people not to do in Mario Kart World is when you're playing Knockout Tour, do not drive in the middle of the road. You're making yourself a target. Like, always stay to the side of the road when you're, like, you know, going up against a big group.
Oh,
because what's going to happen is you're going to get, like, obliterated by all these different people and you're going to lose the race. So if you have the ability to stay on the outside, stay on the outside.
Yeah, go more on the side so you're not noticed by people.
Well, yeah, you're not noticed as much by people, and also there's another reason why. It's like you also stay away from the big group, because the big group is going to constantly be trying to kill each other. You might have 1 or 2 dedicated players that are chasing you based on your position, but for the most part, if you kind of stay out of everybody's way of them killing each other.
Oh, like go around the side of everyone.
Something like that, yeah. Oops. I went backwards. Oopsies. I made the mistake! Ah!
Well, I was just taking your advice and slipping on the side of everyone, and I suddenly got first, so there you go.
Yeah, it works.
Because before I was right in the middle, and I kept getting hit by those boxes.
Yep, it's good advice. Yeah, it works really well. But I've seen grown men crying playing Mario Kart. I'm like, don't stand in the middle of the race. I mean, the same thing last night. If you watch me playing Ridge Racer, I was never in the middle of the road. I would hug the wall, so to speak, or like when I go into the curb, I would like, I would be drifting. Like as soon as I saw the turn coming up in that old 1993 racing game, I would hit the brake and I would shift, and I would like, you know, but I was not right in the middle with people, because if I accidentally was right in the middle after a turn, I would start to get sandwiched by other cars and they would start to hit me. And in Ridge Racer, you can't get hit a lot because what happens is your time will gradually go down. So it's very, very bad.
Listana says, Haha, Kwings, this is hard. They haven't seen hard like I've gone through Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart DS, and Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8, says Miss Deanna.
Miss Deanna, I watched a grown man last night on Twitch, like, literally crash out because he was racing with his subscribers and they obliterated him, but he was in first place. He got hit once, then he got hit 6 or 7 times. He cut out of his entire stream. Like, he shut off the game, and he started screaming. And this is a dude that looks like he's younger than me. Maybe a guy like who's like 35 or something like that. Still younger than me. And he's like yelling and screaming at his chat. And they're like, wow, this streamer never loses it. It's like, well, I mean, he's playing Mario Kart. And then what I love seeing too is like all these people saying trash game and stuff like that. And they're getting blue shelled. And they're like, I don't understand. I saw all these tutorials about how to avoid the blue shell. It's like, what people don't understand is there is a luck element of avoiding the blue shell. Whether or not you have the mushroom, whether or not you have, like, the super mushroom or whatever. There's, like, I think there's 10 different ways to avoid a blue shell. Most of it involves a mushroom. But at the same time, you could ruin somebody's day who's planning on trying to avoid the blue shell because you could throw a timed green shell at them before they're able to use their mushroom or whatever. And you throw off their timing because they can't defend against constant bombardment from other people while they're watching the blue shell for that one animation that they can get away, you know, from the blue shell. So that's what's happening a lot too, is all these people learn techniques to get rid of blue shells, and other players who know exactly what you're going to do are now punishing you with hitting you with red shells and lightning and stuff to throw off your timing. Which is hilarious. But they're getting super angry. Like I was like, wow. It's like I'm watching like Call of Duty lobbies or something like that. These grown men are like literally crashing out.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, Mario Kart's always
like they need to take themselves so serious.
Yeah. But the thing with Mario Kart that people don't understand, and I keep trying to tell people this because they're trying to turn this into a skill-based thing. This one guy, yeah, this one streamer I was falling asleep watching to this morning. He had a very peaceful voice, but he started to go crazy. He was doing like all these intense like exercise, or not exercise. He was doing all these crazy like Tony Hawk moves. And this one guy he was racing against, yeah, he got first place doing all that, right? But then what happened is the guy in who was behind him or whatever, when he finished doing all his insane tricks to bypass everything, right in the middle of his final jump of like aerial acrobatics, he hit him with a blue shell. So the guy like did all this stuff to get away from all this stuff, and then he got obliterated by the blue shell after doing all that acrobatic stuff.
It's just like playing like a fighting game. You can do all these cool moves, and then the person could just punch you in the right place, and then they win.
Well, yeah, it was kind of funny. He moved to the side or whatever. He went off the track, and he's like, "You only live once." And he did all these fancy like Tony Hawk things. He's bouncing off the level and whatever, and he got in first place. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I passed half the level." As soon as he lands, he has nothing to defend himself with. Blue shell, falls off the stage, immediately starts crashing out. Because there's one thing that you can never do in Mario Kart. The blue shell is a lot like the flow of time. Even though you may try to get away from it, time will catch up with you, and the same thing with the blue shell. You cannot prevent yourself 100% from being Mario Karted. You don't know what the other players are going to do. You don't know, what items are going to come your way. There's always an element of luck that is involved with Mario Kart that is much higher than skill. Being skilled in Mario Kart doesn't mean anything. It just means you're lucky.
Drift and hug the wall, says Later Gator.
Yeah. You're in 2014.
Yeah. Popstar was saying you can also try resistance bands and make sure you stretch so you don't have an injury. And Jessica was saying all the stuff that she did today with different kinds of exercises, including I think squats and some other stuff she did, running and a bunch of stuff. So I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. Nice, great job, Jessica.
to do. So probably gonna have to do this race again because I lost overall. Even if I get first, I still lost. So I'm gonna have to choose a different car. Something like that.
I will say, just from personal experience, the times I've worked fast food, I've lost so much weight. Because I'm standing for 9 hours, just standing there, not sitting down. Literally, just standing all day instead of sitting all day. Like, literally makes a huge difference.
Yep, if you're gonna be sitting all day, you need to make sure that you're, like, on your break that you walk around. You know, also, a good way to help with, if you have a sitting job, like, if you have the ability to walk to work or walk somewhere important, like, that'll really help a lot because, you know, you're going to be sitting for, like, 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, if everybody had a job where they were outside or standing, I feel like everyone would
Well, it is still possible to, I knew this one guy that was a health nut, because I was a telemarketer at one point. I hated that job, but this one guy who, because I was doing whatever I could to get married. I was young. I was like, you know, I need to be able to provide for my wife. So, you know, somebody told me a telemarketer made like 17 an hour, and I was like, whoa. So I jumped on that 20-something years ago, but I hated it because all these people were giving me sob stories on the phone, and you know, it was hard to get them to cough up money and stuff like that.
I have a question. If you're a telemarketer and you just call people all day and you don't get a single person on the phone, do you still get paid?
Yeah, I did get paid, but also I got a lecture, like, so-and-so was able to get, you know, this many people to pay, and
so
it's like commission-based.
So basically they like they kind of expect you to get, your part of your job is like,
well, you have to get people to make a payment, yeah. But I just didn't like it. But anyway, back to the story. So the guy who I was working with, because, you know, he'd be there 9 hours or whatever, he had a set of small weights in the in his desk, as well as he had, you know, that I don't know what they call it, but it was like a arm or a hand squeezy thing.
Oh yeah, like it's like a it increases your hand strength.
Yeah, something like that. So he'd be on the phone, he'd be like doing bicep curls sometimes, and you know, the manager lady didn't care, and when he was on the phone, sometimes you would see him using the hand crank thing, you know. And sometimes, like, he was a pretty ripped dude too. He'd do like I think he even did sit-ups sometimes. Not when he was on the phone, but whatever. He was always trying to stay active, and then afterwards he would go to the gym. Like, he was a pretty buff dude, and he was like probably like 10 or 15 years older than me.
Luke he only did it because he was desperate for he needed a job. And that was the only thing available. I think he eventually was fired because he was too nice for that job.
Oh yeah, I got fired as a telemarketer. It didn't work out.
He was too nice because he couldn't yell at people. Like, they're supposed to yell at people to make them pay, and Luke couldn't really do that.
Yep. I did a lot of jobs. I did everything I could. I was a security guard. I worked for a temp agency, and I didn't realize that you have to be careful working for a temp agency when those people give you a job, because 9 times out of 10 you become a scab. So we had a factory that was in the town Amber and I lived in, like near the nuclear power plant or whatever. And they were filling positions that were at the factory, and the factory was on strike because it was union. So the temp agency brought in a lot of people, you know, to replace those jobs. So every day we would have to go through a picket line to get to work. So I'd have like vegetables thrown at me and all kinds of stuff. But I needed the work, so, you know, I didn't know. Eventually I got out. I was only at that job for 2 months because I didn't want to do it anymore. And then the temp agency, what I hated about that job, though, is it interfered with my security guard training. Because when I actually got hired as a security guard, the job was to come back and be security for, you know, the picket lines and stuff like that. And they told me, well, since you worked at this factory, you can't come here again because it's a conflict of interest.
Oh, wow, that's
so
terrible.
I lost the security job I'd been training for like 2 months, like down in Rockford or whatever.
Wow.
So I hated that because I thought I was actually going to work at that office building outside of Rockford.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up. So you have to be careful with temp agencies because, you know, they're just looking for bodies to fill positions. They're not necessarily nice people. Everything in life is experience.
Oh, this is like, what is this? A sailor outfit?
That is Sailor Baby Peach.
Oh my gosh.
Sailor Baby Peach.
Yay! Peachy's back out.
Luke couldn't be a telemarketer. I mean, I went on New York on people, but when I was making people cry and people begging me and stuff like that, I just couldn't do it.
That's because you're sweet.
They told me to get tough, and I was like, okay. And I did. I basically went New York on people on the phone, and I get pretty nauseous afterwards because I have all these ladies giving me sob stories and things like that, and you know, and I'd just be kind of like, well, just give me the bare minimum. It's like, if you do this, you know, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, so I'll give you like $10 or $15 today. It's like, okay, yeah, just pay something. That way, you know, because I was saying you're gonna get sued, you're gonna do all this other stuff. Which is true, eventually, if you have, like, withstanding collection of, like, 10 years or more, you could be sued. But it's a lot of work for that company if you only owe, like, a few $1,000s or something. They only sue people that owe, like, tens of thousands.
Oh, they're basically trying to scare people.
Yeah, they scare people, though. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I can be scared if I want to, but I didn't like doing that job. That job was through a temp agency as well. So, you know, that's why you have to, when the job people say, hey, we found you a position somewhere, you have to be like, okay, so what is this job exactly? Like, what is going on here? So you have to ask them, because you could be filling in a position as a scab, you could be filling in a position, you know, as a telemarketer, you could be working, you know, on the road construction or something, and you didn't intend to do that. Even though you're desperate for work, you have to, you know, really pay attention to where this position that this job place is going to give you. But, you know, desperate times, people will do whatever they can to survive, so. And also, I was trying to work hard to get married, because a man has to have a job to provide for his family, so. But I eventually ended up going back to working at EV Games and stuff. I was a lot happier. It was less pay, but I felt better. Plus, I was good at the position, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. Like, I worked at a bank and it was horrible, and then I made $1 less at Walmart, and I liked it a lot better. Sometimes it's just not worth the stress.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stress involved because you hear people like breaking down over the phone and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't do it. I don't even think I made them like 2 months. I think I had like a couple weeks of training. It was a lot of encouragement. They were like, "You have a big voice. They need you. You need to be more intimidating." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, they're just pretend that you're, you know, doing something." It's like, okay. Yeah, so it just wasn't very good. And the nice guy who was sitting next to me, the one who was like lifting weights and doing that stuff, he would shout at people. Oh yeah, and he had a yeah. And then afterwards he'd be like, well, got another one. And everybody in the room would clap and be like,
wow.
Yeah. Well, he would go right back to talking normal.
Messed up.
Yeah, he'd go right back to being his normal self, but he would be barking at people.
What if you met somebody that you had, like, intimidated to pay? Like, what if you meet them in real life? Like, wait, I recognize your voice. Oh my gosh, you were telling me I had to pay this amount. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yep. But that's what those agencies are like. So, I mean, I wouldn't if you don't have to be like a collection call person, there are better jobs. And those jobs have high turnover because it's a lot of pressure. Not only is it like, it feel like it's commission oriented, but also like it just feels like it crushes your soul because you're going after all these people that aren't necessarily bad people.
You're going after people that are already having a hard time.
Exactly. It's like the kicking someone when they're down, like, type of mentality. Doesn't sit well with me. There we go. Oh, this is Zelda on me. I thought this was Linky. Hello, Zelda. You know, we actually, we had the cat outside of our room last night, like early this morning or whatever, and I thought, I didn't have my glasses on. So I heard this tiny mew, right? Like, mew, mew. And I opened the door, and then Link comes, like, through, acting, like, all, like, cutesy and stuff like that with this tiny meow. And I was like, Zelda, is that you? You want to climb on the bed? And I picked the cat up, and then my eyes started to water. I'm like, wait a sec, because I was going to plop the cat on the bed, right? And I look down, and there's Link staring at me, and I'm just like, ah, what are you doing here? I thought you were Zelda. Because it was dark, and I couldn't make out his colors because, you know, his orange and white didn't really stand out in the darkness. And the way that he was meowing, it sounded like Zelda's meow. He's like very, very small. He's a very big cat. He's supposed to have a big, manly meow. And he's got this very tiny meow.
Yeah.
So he fooled me. He tricked me. Yeah, I picked him up. He let me. There's only a couple places, Miss Deanna, where Link will let me pick him up. It's places that he knows he's not supposed to be in. So I can pick him up in the upstairs bathroom. As soon as he walks in our room, I can pick him up and he'll let me hold him for like a minute and a half. And then he'll start to squirm and he'll try to bite your arm or scratch you or something like that. He will not let me pick him up in the living room. He will not let me pick him up in the dining room, the kitchen, the downstairs bathroom, the basement. Anywhere that feels like it's his territory, I can't pick him up. Even in the office, where I used to be able to pick him up in our office upstairs, he won't let me pick him up. Only our bedroom and the upstairs bathroom, that's it. And someday he won't let us pick him up in the bedroom anymore because, like, he'll feel comfortable in there. Be like, no, I'm not leaving. Oops. Yeah, I've had lots of jobs. So has Amber, though.
Yeah, I didn't really like. They always pressured me to go to the temp agency when I was in Massachusetts, and I didn't.
Well, of course, because you're there. Temp agencies fill a position.
I don't.
That's the thing.
I didn't like them because they were like, well, what kind of things did you have experience doing? What about this? What about this? And I was like, I don't have experience doing any of these things. Like, why would I randomly have experience doing these? Instead, I just found jobs that were random. It was much easier for me to just find jobs that were advertised, you know, in the newspaper or advertised online and just call them.
Oh yeah, I remember newspaper jobs.
I don't even know how I ended up with that job at the orthodontist, but I really enjoyed that a lot.
You're very good at that.
I could definitely see myself like.
You're very good at
dentist.
customer service related stuff because you're very friendly. And you know, you need friendly people that work at the dentist.
Yeah, I mean, I like making people feel comfortable when they're already stressed out. I just like thinking. I guess I like making stressed out people feel comfortable so they don't have to feel so stressed out.
Yep.
Because I frequently get stressed out, so I know how that feels. Thanks, honey. That's very sweet.
I'm just saying, though. Like,
I think I like working for dentists because it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know what it is I like about it. It's just...
I don't like dentists.
I think I just, like, I did the medical assisting thing. I learned how to give people shots and stuff, but I think I just, I could do that for a job. Like, I could actually go and give people shots and stuff for a job on a regular basis. Like, they have phlebotomists, which is basically that's all you're doing is giving people shots.
You see what just happened? I got
What?
Mario Karted. I was right at the
wow.
finish line. I got hit with the blue shell. No mushroom, no way of defending myself, no way escaping the fate of the blue shell, and I got second place from first.
I liked orthodontist because you're not... I like working in an orthodontist office because you're not actually... Yeah, I saw what happened, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I like a no-pressure job, like, no offense, but, like, if you're working for a regular dentist who's drilling people, that's kind of like a pressurized job because you can mess up on people's teeth. But an orthodontist, all they're doing is straightening people's teeth. That's all they're doing is the straightening. All I did all day was take impressions, put the little clay in the little thing, do the impression, talk to people on the phone, accept payments, and let the doctor know when there was a new customer and set up the room, make sure it's completely sanitized, like everything is clean in there. It was a very easy job, like it's very easy to do, and there's no pressure actually, because you can't, there was no drilling of anyone's teeth or anything. It was just, all it was straightening people's teeth.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's like the best job in the world because all you're doing, I mean, obviously he's doing the hard part, the dentist, but I mean, as an orthodontist assistant, it's the best job ever. Because you're literally, there's no, like, if you're assisting a dentist who's drilling somebody's teeth, you could actually accidentally bump it and mess the person up pretty bad. But you don't have any threat of doing anything wrong. All you do, you've got it under control. Just make sure you take the appointments and you're good. No problem. I like low pressure jobs.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe this cooking thing will be good, you know?
I mean, that's one thing I was talking with my aunts. I was saying, one thing I was concerned about is making sure I cook, if I do it, if I get it, I'm making sure I cook everything the right temperature, like, because I was thinking in my mind, when I usually cook at home, I have a thermometer to check, and I might not have that when I'm doing everything really fast. And then my aunt was saying, no, she's like, at these high pressure, like, jobs and stuff, like, where they're doing it really fast, she said a lot of times they have a timer for everything. Like, they tell you exactly how many minutes, like, their chicken needs to be cooked and how many minutes this needs to be done. Like, they have, everything's on a timer. So it's like, okay.
Right.
I don't know. That's yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it doesn't work out, I can always try that movie theater kitchen back. It'll give me good practice for an interview, and then
of course,
if I don't get it,
I mean, all you can do is try. I mean, that's the whole thing.
yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you never take on board.
Bingo bongo, Miss Mongo. Dang it! Lost again. Oh, 150 CCY! Darn it! Well, I'm still winning overall.
Oh, you didn't like impressions being done because it gags you? Yeah, that makes sense, the eyes. Movie theater kitchen. Yeah, that was one of the jobs I was going to apply to, a fancy movie theater.
Yep.
Basically, I thought, oh, I can get discount for movies, and I would be getting kitchen experience because I would be working for a kitchen at a movie theater. But they haven't called me back. Somebody else called me instead. So if this doesn't work out, then I'll call it a movie theater and some other things.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked for a job in 20 years because, you know, I've been, well, I've been working online for over 20 years. I've been working online since 2004, you know? And that was always kind of like the thing that I wouldn't necessarily say fall back on, because in 2004 I wasn't making that much money. It was kind of making like what we make on Patreon like right now, which isn't very much. But that did handle groceries, and that handled like some other stuff. Right? It didn't really pay for much. It didn't even pay for our cell phone. So Amber was mostly like the one with the higher paying jobs, because my Sears job and my GameStop job did not pay that much. It was a lot of hours and a lot of work. A lot of work. It was fun, but it was very intense. So Amber's like insurance thing, another job, like and it was never a competition. It was never like wage wars or anything like that with us. You know, we both worked hard and everything kind of like went together. But I don't really remember how to interview anymore because it's been so long that like.
All I know is they gave me lots of tips on interviewing for food service jobs when I went to culinary, so that was really helpful.
See, culinary pays off again.
They actually told me that, like, most jobs, like, say you're interviewing for an office job and stuff, you probably want to wear, you know, whatever the nicest thing you have, but, like, food service jobs, they said a lot of times you want to wear something similar to the kind of job you're doing. So, like, say you're, wear what you're applying for, basically. Like, if you want to, like, they even had some, like, I don't know if I could find my little chef's coat from school, but if I apply to some kitchens, I could even interview in that, because they said you can, you know, interview in your little chef's coat, because it just shows that you're into the kitchen stuff.
Amber's the little chef.
Yeah. Or you can just wear something similar to the uniform that they have at the place, like, or if they, you know, just to show that you're like already, you know, you're ready to go. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Also, like, I mean, it's just like even for like the stuff they told us in cooking schools, like for cooking jobs, it's more likely they're gonna ask you things about like what you actually know how to cook instead of what are all the accomplishments you've done in life. They don't really seem to care about that. It's can you cook or not. Like, it doesn't really matter if you've gone to Juilliard at this point. Like, can you cook this? That's all that they really care about.
Yep. Just think of the last job that I actually used a resume for, like actually like interviewed in person, would have been like probably 2006, 2007, that teaching aid thing. And then after that, I've been fully online, and I've had lots of different online jobs.
Yeah.
But I've been online.
One thing they did tell us was like they kind of helped us go over like how to, like, I don't know if they'd say dodge interview questions, but change the interview questions around. Like sometimes they ask you like, what's one of your worst flaws or something. Like, you can say something like, they said the best thing to do that is just like say something that you've had trouble with working on in the past, and then like explain why you've worked on it and become better at it. So that's actually, you could just twist it to your advantage to make yourself actually still look good. So, but yeah.
I'm gonna play online. You want to play online, or are you gonna go work?
I don't even know.
It's 6 o'clock.
I guess I can play online for a tiny bit, Luke.
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't have to if you don't want to, because I can drag this out to get the online thing.
Yeah, later Gator's like, this is all nice, but can you cook?
Yes, Amber can cook. She's culinary.
Oh, I mean, he's saying that's what the interview.
Oh, that's what the interview would say. Yeah.
Like, nice resume. They tear it up. Can you cook? Like, who cares about this?
Oh, I want you to experience what online is, like actual online. We're gonna show Amber the real knockout.
Alright.
Here you go, Amber. This is what makes everybody rage online.
Am I playing or no?
Yeah, we both are.
I'll play for a little bit and then I'll probably go.
Real knockout. Here we go.
But I guess that's good advice for any job. Like, instead of focusing on like, here's all my accomplishments in life, I bet any employer is really looking to see, can you do this job or not? Like, I think a lot of people get caught up in like, oh, and when I was 5, I worked, I went on a special expedition with the Royal Navy or something. Like, it's like all these things that you've done in life that don't actually matter. What?
You're gonna be the same character as me? Okay.
No, I don't know how to.
You just chose the same character again.
Oh, great.
Oh, well, I guess they'll have to find out who we are online. Here we go, Amber. This is real knockout mode.
Great, we're the exact same person.
Yep. So you made up a bunch of stories to get the job. The most important thing that the job wants to hear, like certain types of jobs, they want to hear that you're interested in advancement. So if you're even like for an entry position, if you butter them up and you're like, you know, I've read a lot about your company and I just want you to know that, you know, this is not just a part-time thing for me. I can see myself working here for years. It's a nice environment. It's not too far from where I live. You know, I wouldn't mind starting out as like this entry position and then, you know, going from here. That's what I did with Sears. Sears, like, I just needed a second job because I was loving being an assistant manager at EB Games, but it didn't pay enough and they wouldn't give me the benefits because I would have had to be, I don't remember what, I think I had to be a manager and actually get the benefits back then. But so with Sears, I basically buttered up the dude. And, you know, he's like, you know what? You remind me a lot about myself. And I had that type of drive back then. You're hired. It's like, oh, okay, great. You know? And their interview process was really weird. Like, they took, they were like, let's go for a walk. It's like, you're going to be working in the mall, so if you get this job, so we're going to teach you about the mall. So he took me to the bookstore that was right next to Sears. And my interview happened in front of, like, all these people. It wasn't like... in the back room, the dude, he was like, this is a sales position, so you're going to need to be comfortable around people, so we're just going to sit here, order what you like, and we're going to do the interview. And, you know, it was...
You haven't been around people before.
Right. But he had, like, I don't know if you remember that bookstore, but the way that they had the cafe, it was, like, right out in the open, like, with the rest, it wasn't off to the side.
Oh, I see.
So there were like all these people coming by and stuff like that. There was books. You're surrounded by books and stuff like that. Yeah, there were a lot of people, so it was more nervous than just being in the back room and being like, okay, here, you know,
right.
Very tiny.
Where you have to talk.
Yeah, a lot of those mall jobs do that because the back rooms of these companies are very small. You know, I later found out that the guy who was interviewing me was actually claustrophobic, so he hated being in the back room, which was, you know, a very small area. Yeah. Either was in the cafeteria / break room. He didn't want to be in his office because his office was too small. So he did the interviews like out in the mall. Yeah.
So in reality, he was pretending as though he was trying to help you, but in reality, he just didn't want to be in his office.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Yes. Oh, Amber, you're handling knockout mode pretty well.
How am I handling it? Well, I'm 20.
Well, no, you lost, but you're not raging as well.
I don't know why I would. I lose all the time. I lose all the time online. I lose all the time offline. I mean, that's one thing I don't know. I really didn't know that about interviewing for jobs. I just basically tried to be, like, honest because it's like, I don't know.
You don't want to be too honest though, because they're looking for go-getters. They're looking for people that are like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do this. You know, this is, for whatever reason, for me, what worked was the fact saying that, you know, this isn't too far from where I live. You know, my wife and I are getting married, or my girlfriend and I are getting married, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
they like knowing, oh yeah, this is you know, this person is doing this for blah blah blah. So.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know, it's hard for me to, like, pump up myself, because then I forget what I said I could do later, like, oh wait, did I say I was really good at this?
I can chop this faster than anyone else in your kitchen. Yeah, you don't want to say stuff like that. Wait a sec.
I just said I was looking forward to getting some kitchen experience.
There you go. You see how I'm trying to say out of everybody's way?
They did ask me, like, on the phone, like, what I knew about the company. I don't know if I passed the test. I didn't say I said that they had high quality ingredients and that they did it very quickly and they made it fresh. And I said, I don't know how you guys do that, but good job. Like, I don't know. I probably didn't say that correctly.
I lost 2.
I don't know. I seem to think if I overinflate my abilities, I feel like what happens to me is I get a position that I cannot do. And then they expect me to do something that I have no idea what I'm doing, and then I eventually am probably going to get fired because I have no clue what I'm doing.
I have the powers of the Flash, and I can cook your entire meal in 5 minutes.
That's how I feel. Like, I feel like that's great. Like, I can get a job, like, that they'll give me the job, but the problem is what I mainly worry about is me getting fired quickly after that when they realize that I cannot do anything that I said I would be able to do.
We're gonna be racing with somebody named Madman. Madman joined.
Okay. Yeah, I'm highly stressed today because I don't know why one family member wants to call me when there's nothing for him to call me about. I don't see why he's calling me.
Yeah, I'm just doing one more race with Amber, and then I'm kicking her out so she can get to her thing.
Yeah,
I'm doing one more race with her, and then I'll race with you guys.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I don't know. I feel very... I don't know why. I don't know why my impulse called tonight. I have no idea.
Just relaxing.
Hopefully it'll be okay.
Dude! I don't know what See, all these people are able to do the rail stuff I can't do. It's like watching people do Tony Hawk.
You can still smell all the chemicals.
Oh yeah, you're gonna smell the chemicals for a while. It's the chemical smell will dissipate in like another day. So this is the day after the chemical thing. So I mean, it's starting to go away, but yeah, it's very strong stuff. My eye, like my right eye, is all watery and feels painful. So that's from the chemicals. It's okay. It needed to be, clean, thorough. You got company coming like next week, so. And you feel better, so.
I feel better, but then afterwards I realize.
Also, I can call the maintenance guy now, so we can fix the tub and the thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I love sharing a restroom with you, but at the same time, I don't like being in that restroom downstairs.
Right.
I like being comfortable upstairs in the nice one.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh, I'm in 20th place. Amber's doing better than me.
It's shame how
No, that's nothing to do with it.
It's okay.
Yeah, knockout is, well, it's knockout.
I mean, I guess, like, tomorrow, like, the actual interview, I guess, it's just, like, I was just gonna be honest and be like, just tell them that I basically,
Ah!
like, I plan on...
Well, I'm gonna get disqualified this time. Goodbye, cruel world.
I don't know, like...
No! No, let me pass!
I don't know what I'm to say. Hopefully it'll be okay. I guess I'll just try not to overthink it.
We'll figure it out. Oh my gosh!
Oops.
No, this is knockout online.
You know what one thing I feel like helps me with job interviews?
What?
Is just to make sure I'm there 20 minutes early so I'm not there late. I think that, like, the main thing is just getting there. Like, sometimes I'm overthinking all the things I need to do. Like, do I look okay? Did I know everything I need to say? And then I end up getting there late, and then it's like, well, I might as well not even apply at this point because I'm already late.
Right. The bullet bill actually used to help you get back into top positions. It doesn't really anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of useless.
We're both Bowser Jr.
We were both Bowser Jr. You got eliminated. I'm about to get eliminated. Yeah, I'm about to hit Infinity. Oh no. Mom in 15th. It'd be great if I could hold this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
I don't even remember how long did I work at Super Walmart.
You worked at Super Walmart in the Boston area or the Cape Cod area?
For like a couple years?
You left them. You refused to leave them until after Christmas. So like we were doing really well in 2012 because of Arkham and because of the first Disney Infinity game. Or no, before the first Skylander game, because I think Skylanders came out before Disney Infinity. So I think it was Arkham City and Skylanders. That, and then based on those numbers, you were like, okay, we can do this full time now. I can quit. But you're like, I don't want to leave them high and dry because, you know, these people, they're good people and the Christmas season is crazy and they need good register people is what you told me. And it's like, but you don't have to work there. Like, you don't have to work ever again is what I told you. And you're like, I know, but, you know, I can't just leave. I have to give them my notice. And you gave them like 2 months notice or something.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did give them 2 months notice.
And
that'll
then,
be a good thing for me to see for my interview.
Right,
I did do that.
right after Christmas, you quit. Like, you stayed until the Christmas rush, and then you were done before December 30th. You were done.
Well, I knew they probably wouldn't fire me before then. And even if they did, I already had a better job anyway.
Right.
But, I mean, I was the best cashier in the entire Super Walmart, so, I mean, they did need me.
And then I think the year after you were done with Walmart, that's when Disney Infinity came out.
And like,
I think.
after I left that Walmart, it was still decent, but I did hear from people after that, like, people used to tell me they would only go to my line all the time. Because they said I was the fastest person there. And that, like, everyone else was just doing... It's funny because, like, maybe I should... It's funny because I just... Like, I always feel that I'm supposed to do my job to the best of my ability, you know, because of my faith and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when everyone else was just kind of... I had other cashiers that would be like, yeah, I'm not going to really care how fast I do people's groceries. It doesn't really matter to me. It's not like I have somewhere to be. It's their problem. So they would just do it slowly. And I would get people through the line really speedily so they could get to their job or back home.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, no one told anyone this, but like the management told me later. They said, by the way, you're getting more of a raise than anyone because they said your raise is based on how many items per hour you scan. So I actually got a bigger raise than anyone there because I had no idea it was based on that.
You were the Flash. Ow!
I had no idea it was based on that. It just happened to be based on it. They were like, it depends on how many items you scan per hour, and they were like, you scan a lot of items per hour. It's like, well, if your line is the fastest, then everyone comes to your line because they're stuck on the other line, so they just go move their cart to the other line's here. So there you go. I mean, I don't know if Walmart still does that, but
I mean, that was
it was years ago. But if you guys are, I don't know if they still have that policy, but when I was there, their policy was you get a bigger raise if you go faster.
Amber was like super register person.
And not only was I fast, but I also made sure to pack their groceries so they wouldn't break.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to toot my own horn.
Nope. You didn't toot your own horn at all.
Good job, Loki.
I lost!
Sorry. Your characters still look cute.
And the character's still adorable.
See, for me, like, there is no winning and losing in this game. Like, it's all the same thing to me. Like, whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter. I just see the gameplay as like a pretty movie that I'm showing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is a story. Sometimes the character in the movie loses, sometimes they win. I'm removing myself from the equation. It's not my story, it's Bowser Jr.'s story. He lost. I didn't lose.
Oops.
I'm removing myself from the equation.
Okay. You're not playing anymore, honey. You can
I
bounce
know.
if you want.
I would go to Amber's line, says Later Gator. Thanks, Later Gator.
Amber was the best. BT3J. Amber was amazing.
I don't know.
There you go, guys. If you would like to play for the next, like, I'd say probably 20 minutes or so, that's the code if you would like to jump in.
Yeah, facing all 25 characters in is chaotic. Definitely cosmic. You are the hero of the story, says Later Gator. Good try, Luke, says Crossfighter.
I tried.
Well, Luke I don't know why he just finished up your rally. Awesome, Jacob.
I had to put the juice away. The juice has been out for 2 hours. I opened the juice 2 hours ago. Okay, so we've had a couple people join. The Dreamlight Valley update is tomorrow.
Oh.
Well,
I mean,
tomorrow's a busy day for Amber.
I have an interview.
She has an interview.
I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, Amber has an interview tomorrow.
Also, I used the winnings from my Dream Snaps yesterday. I went through Dreamlight Valley and I got the Dream Snap winnings and I used it to pay for some of the, like, I didn't have to pay any in-game money. I just used it for the costumes for Minnie and Daisy. So I didn't have to pay for that. I might get a few more things off of the Star Path and then I'll call it a day.
You said you were gonna go out for a little bit. Try to work a little bit. It's 6 o'clock, so probably come back at 9 or something. Ouch! Yeah. That's fine. Oh, the Disney Dreamlight thing is next week? Okay. I thought you guys said it was this week. Next week my parents will be here, though. Next week my parents will be here. Alright, so we've got Cosmic, VG Shine, OH, Helgi, Jacob, Mackie? I don't know how to say that name. Hi guys, how's it going? Hello chat. Hopefully you guys having a good one. Yep, and the code is right there if you guys want to play. Viewer knockout. Where's Boo Cinema? Oh. You don't have a Switch 2. If you do, you'd play with us. No, it's understandable. Yep, I'll be playing Fortnite next, and then I'll be finishing Soul Calibur tonight. And then tomorrow's plan is Amber and I are going to fight in Soul Calibur. It'll be a Soul Calibur versus, like, all characters, 2 2-player so people can see 2-player. Oh my goodness. Whoa! My cool little race car. Haha. Darn it! Whoops, I was in the grass. It's not good. Ah, lightning! Lightning! Watch out for the lightning. What, sweetheart? Ah! Well, that didn't go well. Nope. I'm in big trouble. One mistake was all it took. Oof. Whoa, big explosion. Oh no. Oh, apparently that was for jungle guy then. Whoa! No. Oh, wow, I didn't even see that. I literally ran right into that. Oof. Ooh! Uh-oh. Ooh, I barely made it. I barely made it! No, my star! I was doing so well. And then my star was taken because of a lightning strike. No! I lost. Well, that's that. Don't. That's all it takes. Can you send me a DM on PlayStation? I don't know if I have room on my PlayStation though. That's the thing. Our PlayStation friends list is always bugged. Oh, did I finally get that nasty... I feel like a speck or some type of... I don't know what that is. Some type of gunk on my glasses I can't seem to get off. It's been there forever. So every time I look at something, I see like this big white dot. It's like seeing the world depixelated or something. I hope that's not a scratch. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Oh, I think I got some of it. Yeah, I definitely scratched off some of it. Ow. You saw the Arkham Knight video on Switch? Yeah. So I guess tomorrow's the special cup. The Tony Hawk trick thing is really interesting. Wait, Baby Mario, is that the computer? The person playing Baby Mario, is that the computer? Oh my gosh. It is. That's VG Shine. Welcome to the club. I got eliminated too. It happens. You're gonna be 24 tomorrow? Wow. Well, have a happy birthday, Uncle Howdy. That's cool. Cosmic and VG Shine battling it out. Oh, racing, Rosalina. Wait, was that the computer that just won it all? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, no, that was another player who won it all. Nice job, Daisy. You wish we could play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online? Yeah, I hear you. Whoever hit you with a blue shell, you're gonna block them? It doesn't work that way, Cosmic. It's Mario Kart. That's what happens in Mario Kart, man. It's Mario Kart. Oh, that's cool. I'll let her know about the Disney Speedstorm thing. Alright, let's do one more and then I'm going to get to Fortnite. We got a few more people here. If you guys would like to play, remember the code is right here. Code is right there. They're behind $100. What? That's crazy. Alright. Oh, they're making you think you can get it for free. Ah. You have to get the Ferrari first. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Alright, guys, this is going to be the last one, and then we're getting to Fortnite. I haven't still eaten my first meal of the day, which is breakfast. I have not had my breakfast yet. I came right to the stream. Ugh. Oh wow, today's an entire Switch 2 stream day too. Because now we do Fortnite on Switch 2. That's crazy. I'm flying! Oops, I messed it up. Woohoo! Oh! Oh my god! Blue shell incoming! Oof! Wow. Knockout is insane! What is happening? Oh, I'm on the grass. Oh no! No, no, no. Don't lose! Don't lose! Okay. Not yet. Oh no. Uh-oh. Ah! Another blue shell. That's like the second blue shell. Holy cow. Wait, is that a second or third blue shell? I lost count, actually. A little bit of rain, never hurt anybody. Dun, dun. Whoa! Ah! Yikes. Oof. Oh! This is nuts! Yeah! Alright, still in this. No! Oops. What is it, darling? Amber, you'll be fine. All you can do is your best, Amber. Oh. Didn't matter anyway. Yeah. No. Oh no. Well, that's it for my race. Oh, I'm done. Oh, that's it, that's it, that's it. No. Unless once you get the job, you can say that. You can say you have a home business that's online. Nope. They would, first of all, they'd ask why you have this job if you're on YouTube, because they think YouTubers make a lot. Yeah, I know YouTube doesn't make as much as it used to. I'm aware. Alright guys, there's the link for the next stream. Is Baby Rosalina the computer? Dang! Who's Baby Rosalina? Like, is that the PC? Like, who is that? Wow, the CPU won. Ha! Oh my gosh. We all got beat by the computer. Whoa. Alright, that's it. That was fun. Oof. What, sweetie?
I might have
Yep.
to print out like a resume or something, though.
Yeah, of course the CPU's on hard. It makes it interesting. Also, remember, anybody can be Mario Karted at any time. Makes things fun and interesting. Alright, so anyway, guys, that is going to do it for Mario Kart. Next up is Superman and, what is it called? Fortnite. Fortnite Superman is next. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. You guys are breathtaking. Have a good one, and hopefully see you over on the Superman stream. You'll be redirected to Superman. Superman. And I'm going to have some breakfast, because I need breakfast. Alright, guys. God bless. Happy gaming. Thanks so much. See you in a few.